You had the vision, the discipline you, the one who actually does the work. It existed for about 3 days. Then reality hit. You were tired, you were busy, you missed 1 day, then 2, and suddenly the whole thing collapsed. You're back at 0, feeling weak and convinced that discipline is some genetic trait you were just born without. Let me tell you, it's not. My friend, your brain was never built for your goals. It was built for your survival. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans lived under one rule: stay alive today. Food was scarce. Danger was everywhere. Tomorrow wasn't promised, so your brain adapted. Take the reward now, conserve energy, avoid unnecessary effort. That same wiring is still running inside you right now. So when you sit down to work on something that actually matters, a business, a skill, a habit, your brain doesn't see purpose. It sees effort, and effort, to the ancient part of your brain, registers as a threat. Then your phone buzzes, Instagram loads in half a second, YouTube autoplays, and before you've made a single real decision, your brain has already quietly rerouted you toward the easiest option available. This response is built into how the brain operates, not a lack of strength. Scientists call it cognitive ease, your brain's hardwired preference for whatever requires the least mental energy. And it happens before you even notice. By the time you realize you've been scrolling for 20 minutes, the decision was already made for you. What matters most usually demands what the brain resists, waiting instead of reacting, and staying with one thing longer than it feels comfortable. Consistent effort over months, sometimes years. Your brain resists all three, constantly, automatically, without apology. Most people respond by trying harder. More motivation, more discipline, more willpower, and it works until you're tired, stressed, or just had a rough day. Then autopilot kicks back in, and you're starting from 0 again. Obsession with willpower is the wrong game. Real discipline comes from design. The people who seem effortlessly consistent aren't superhuman. They're not more motivated than you. They've just built environments where the right behavior is also the easiest behavior. They stopped fighting their brain and started engineering around it. That's the shift, not from lazy to disciplined, from willpower to design. You're not failing from lack of strength. You're up against a brain shaped over 200,000 years, while relying on short-lived motivation that fades within days. Stop fighting it, start designing around it. That's where everything changes. In a minute, I'll show you exactly what that design looks like in practice, because it's simpler than you think. But first, we need to talk about why your current environment is probably working against everything you're trying to build. I used to tell myself the gym phase would stick this time. It never did. Neither did the reading, neither did the idea of collecting dust in my notes app. You had the motivation when you decided. The problem showed up the next morning when that motivation was gone. And your environment made doing nothing the easiest option on the table. Your gym clothes were buried in a drawer. Your phone was already in your hand. The couch was right there. Every small friction point stacked into one outcome. Not today. This is what behavioral scientists call choice architecture. The options closest to you, most visible, easiest to access, those are the ones you'll almost always choose. Not because you're lazy, because your brain is efficient. It finds the lowest energy path every single time. One study from Atomic Habits found that simply moving water bottles to the front of a cafeteria, no signs, no incentives, significantly increased water consumption and cut soda intake. Nobody was lectured, nobody was forced. The environment just made one choice slightly easier than the other. Behavior shifted at scale. Now look at your own setup. Are your tools out and ready? Is your space built for focus? Or is distraction one tap away at all times? If your environment hasn't been intentionally designed, it's been accidentally designed, and it's probably working against you. Most people trying to build discipline are sprinting uphill while their environment is built for going downhill. Every day becomes a battle against the layout of their own life. The fix isn't to get stronger, it's to redesign the hill. Want to work on your project every morning? Clear your desk the night before. Leave your laptop open on the exact thing you're supposed to start. Make beginning the path of least resistance. Want to stop doom scrolling at night? Delete the apps from your home screen. Put your phone across the room. Remove the option so willpower never has to show up in the first place. Want to work out consistently? Sleep in your gym clothes if you have to. Pack your bag the night before. Eliminate every reason to bail before your half-asleep brain starts negotiating. Your future behavior is being shaped right now by the environment you're sitting in. If you don't design it intentionally, your worst habits will, and they're very good at that job. Real quick, before we dive into habit stacking, if something in this video is already hitting home, if you're spotting the ways your environment has been running your life, I want to hear it. Comment below. What's the one thing you're realizing right now? I read these, and honestly, this works better when we're figuring it out together. Drop it, then let's keep going. The easiest thing in the world is building the perfect setup. The hardest? Actually beginning. This is where habit stacking changes everything. My friend, your brain is already running dozens of automatic loops every single day. You brush your teeth without thinking, make coffee on autopilot, check your phone the second you sit down. These patterns are so deeply encoded, they feel like part of who you are, and they run with almost zero conscious effort. Habit stacking means you attach a new behavior directly onto one of these existing loops. No new time slot, no new trigger, no new mental commitment. You just piggyback on something your brain already does automatically. Some examples. After making your morning coffee, you spend 10 minutes reviewing your priorities. After locking your front door, you listen to something educational instead of music. After lunch, you write one sentence on whatever you're building before returning to everything else. The reason this works is neurological. Your brain associates new behaviors with existing cues. Over time, the new action starts running just as automatically as the old one. You're not building discipline from scratch. You're borrowing it from habits that already exist. Here's the other reason it works. It eliminates the decision. The hardest part of any task isn't doing it, it's starting. Every time you have to decide whether you feel like doing something, you hand your brain a chance to say no. Habit stacking removes that decision entirely. The cue fires, the behavior follows, momentum takes over. 3 things to get right. Keep the new habit short. 2 minutes is genuinely enough when you're starting. Make it specific, not work on my project, but write 1 paragraph. And make it immediate. No gap between the anchor habit and the new one. Because a gap is just another opportunity for your brain to negotiate its way out. You already have the habits. You already have the loops. By the way, I just launched YouTube memberships on the channel. If you've ever wanted to get more involved or support what I do here, this is a great way to do it. Members get some cool perks, like priority replies to your comments, and even the chance to suggest topics for future videos. So if that sounds like something you would enjoy, check out the join button below. I'd love to have you on board. My friend, as you already know by now, your brain is wired for survival, not success. Procrastination is the proof, and it has nothing to do with your character. If you've ever spent an evening hating yourself for choosing Instagram over your goals, going to bed without touching the work, you've probably decided you're just lazy, that you don't want it badly enough, that something is broken in you. None of that is true. Procrastination is your brain's rational response to a poorly designed task. When something feels overwhelming, unclear, or too far from any immediate payoff, your brain doesn't engage. It finds something easier, something that delivers dopamine right now. The task isn't the problem. The design of the task is. This is why just push through it never works. You can't motivate your way past a design problem. You have to fix the design. 4 steps, that's it. Here's how they work. Make it obvious. If the task is out of sight, it's out of mind. Put it somewhere visible. Set a specific time. Build a trigger that connects it to your day. Make it attractive. You don't have to love the work, but pair it with something you enjoy. A playlist, a good drink, a space you actually like sitting in. Give yourself something to look forward to, even if it's small. Make it easy. Most people fail because they set the bar impossibly high. 5 hours of deep work, a full workout, a perfect chapter. Lower it. Write 1 sentence. Do 10 minutes. Study for 5. The goal is just to start, because once you're moving, continuing is easier than stopping. Make it satisfying. Your brain needs a reward signal to repeat a behavior. Track your progress, mark your completions, let yourself feel the win. Without that signal, nothing sticks. Procrastination stops being a mystery when you treat it like a diagnostic question. Which of these 4 things is missing? Find the gap. Fix it, not more willpower, better design. Here's where it gets interesting, and this next part is what separates people who change for a month from people who actually change their lives. We've covered systems, environments, habits, but none of it fully sticks until you address something deeper. One more section. There's a version of self-improvement advice that tells you to fall in love with the process. Enjoy every rep, every page, every hour. That's a high bar. And for most people, it's not always realistic. When you're in your 20s, working a job that isn't your dream while building something on the side, you're not going to love it every day. Most days, you won't feel like doing it at all. That's not a sign you chose wrong. that's just Tuesday. If your standard is, I have to feel motivated to show up, you will fail constantly. Motivation is not a reliable resource. It shows up when things are going well and disappears the moment life gets hard, exhausting, or boring. You cannot build anything real on top of it. The people who look disciplined from the outside aren't running on passion. They're running on structure. They've built their days so the right action is the default action, not the action they feel like taking. The action that happens regardless of how they feel. A consistent goal runs into inconsistent desire. Most mornings, the impulse to act won't be there. So stop trying to want it. Make not doing it harder than doing it. Clothes laid out the night before, alarm across the room, a friend expecting you, a habit tracker you'd have to consciously break. By the time all that's in place, showing up is genuinely easier than finding a way around it. The decision already happened the night before when you had energy. The morning version of you just executes. That's the shift. Stop asking, how do I make myself want this? Start asking, how do I build a life where this just happens? James Clear said it straight, my friend. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Your future isn't determined by what you intend to do. It's determined by what your habits make automatic. Once action no longer depends on desire, mood loses control. You stop waiting for the right day and move anyway, consistently, imperfectly, repeatedly. That's what compounds into something real. The catch? Environment design, habit stacking, the 4 laws, none of it fully sticks on its own. There's a level beneath all of it that determines whether any of this actually lasts long term. The most durable changes don't come from trying to achieve something, they come from deciding who you are. There are 3 layers to behavior change. The outermost is outcomes, what you want to achieve. The middle is processes, what you do. The innermost is identity, who you believe yourself to be. Most people work from the outside in. They set a goal, build a system, and hope it changes them. The most effective people work from the inside out. They start with identity. In practice, the difference looks like this. Instead of, I'm trying to get in shape, you start thinking, I'm someone who takes care of my body. Instead of, I'm trying to build a business, you think, I'm someone who creates things and solves problems. Instead of, I'm working on being more disciplined, you think, I'm someone who does what I say I'm going to do. This isn't affirmation culture nonsense. It's about understanding that every action you take is a vote for a particular identity. Every time you work on your project when you don't feel like it, you cast a vote for the identity of someone who follows through. Every time you skip the gym, you cast a vote for the identity of someone who bails when it's inconvenient. Over time, those votes accumulate, and the identity that gets the most votes is the one that starts to feel true, not because you declared it, but because the evidence is there. You've shown yourself repeatedly who you are. If you're at the stage where you're figuring out what kind of person you want to become, this is the best possible time to start voting intentionally. The identity you build now, through small repeated actions, is the foundation of everything that comes after, not the big moments, the unremarkable ones, the Tuesday nights when you did the thing anyway. My friend, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to win every day. You just need to cast more votes in the right direction than the wrong one. That's what real consistency actually looks like. Not an unbroken streak of perfect days, but an accumulation of small choices that over time tell you and the world exactly who you are. The question isn't, how do I get more discipline? It's, who do you want to be? And what's one small thing you can do today that person would do? Start there. Build from there. Let the system do the rest. Here's what nobody wants to calculate. The price of not starting. Every day you wait to build the habit, fix the system, or make the change, you're not standing still. You're falling behind, not dramatically, quietly. One skipped day becomes a skipped week. A skipped week becomes a month where nothing moved. And the version of you that could have existed 6 months from now gets pushed further out. Inaction compounds just like action does. That's the part people miss. When James Clear talks about the aggregation of marginal gains, 1% better every day, most people think about the upside. They forget the math works in reverse too. 1% worse, consistently, over months, leaves you somewhere you never consciously chose to be. Not because of one bad decision, because of 1,000 small deferrals that each felt harmless in the moment. Waiting for the right time is how years disappear. The right time doesn't exist. There's only now and what you do with it. Every system you've learned in this video starts working the moment you build it, not next Monday, not after things settle down. The cost of waiting is a life you designed by default. My friend, lost people will read this, nod, and do nothing. Not because they don't understand it, because understanding was never the problem. The gap between knowing and changing your life is action, singular, specific, today. You will never feel fully ready. The conditions will never be perfect, and the version of you waiting for the right moment is the same version that will be waiting 5 years from now, with more regret and less time. Here's the truth, nobody frames this way. Discipline isn't about becoming someone better. It's about stopping the slow betrayal of who you already know you could be. Every day you delay, you're not resting. You're voting against yourself. The best time was yesterday, but the second best time is today. So close the video, pick one thing, build it small, build it now, and let the system do what willpower never could. If you found this video helpful, this next video right here will take you even further. Your choice, your life, start now.